Hey guys, now last week on Nostalgic Friday, we talked about the best Scooby-Doo series, that come out of the early 2000s. What's new Scooby-Doo? Well, this week we're going to be talking about the series that came out right after it ended. And I'm sure you all remember this one, because I tell ya, this one is like a favorite among others. And also, it's pretty dark too. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about 2010s and Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. Now, I'm sure a lot of you remember this series. I mean, come on. We all remember how it had, it was probably one of the only Scooby series that have a storyline, centered around it. With the first being Scooby-Doo and the 13th Ghost, or the 13th Ghost of Scooby-Doo from the 80s. If anyone remembers that one, well, I've only seen reviews on that one. I've never actually seen that one, to be honest. But what the heck, this one's the best. And also, it managed to last longer than, 13 Ghosts did. I mean, because it had a story plot, but then suddenly got canceled so sudden. But this one, well, didn't. Although then again, people actually do wish it could have gotten a third season. But sadly, we were only hit with 2. But what the hell? The series is great. I mean, come on. The animation is great. And there's a lot of dark moments. Like there's characters dying and oh my god, there's just so much going on. For reals. It's so much drama, wow. Oh, and also, this is probably one of the only, shows where we actually see the gang interacting with their parents, because where have we seen their parents, in other Scooby-Doo media? Yeah, nowhere else except in this series. And let me tell ya, I thought this was such a great idea. I mean, really, although, to be honest, back when it came out, when I was 9 or 10, I had no idea how dark it was. So dark. Then again, I guess the dark parts can get past your head at times because, since you're just a child and you don't know what the hell's going on until years later. But, yeah. Now, one thing I actually want to mention about this series is that this show actually has a lot of Easter eggs to other Hanna-Barbera properties. No kidding. It's basically when What's New had, Easter eggs to past Scooby-Doo series. Well, this one has, Easter eggs to other Hanna-Barbera stuff. Some Hanna-Barbera characters even make a cameo. Like Yogi Bear was in one episode, Johnny Quest, and just so many. Oh, and there's even this one episode that I remember watching, which I didn't really catch the day it aired, but I remember seeing in reruns, I think, where they stopped away from the story for a little bit, and they basically did an episode where Scooby has a fever dream about going to this state finals thing with the gang, but then them along with a few other gang members end up disappearing all suddenly, and so him and other sidekicks who happen to be other Hanna-Barbera properties and Scooby clones, help him out. Now, when I first saw this, I thought to myself, what the hell is this? I don't get this. But then again, I was young and I didn't know what Hanna-Barbera was yet. But I mean, really, I went back and watched this episode and I finally learned who these characters they teamed up with. Now, if you don't know, the episode actually features Captain Caveman, Jabberjaw, the Funky Phantom, and Speed Buggy. And I would talk more about these series, but we'll talk about the Scooby clones, maybe for another week. But there's actually one other episode I actually want to talk about that I remember seeing and thinking, wait a minute, this sounds familiar. Now, in season 2, there's an episode where they actually team up with Blue Falcon and Dynamite. For reals. And I'm like, wait a second. So, let me get this straight. Mystery Inc. did this even way before they came up with Scoob? Like, literally, Mystery Inc. did something way before we even got the movie Scoob, like, for reals. Although, did the writers behind this did the writers behind Scoob actually got the idea for this from this episode, to have Blue Falcon and Dynamite, come in? I mean, really, when I watch that episode, I'm like, this has got to be this episode had to predict when we would get Scoob, I mean, really. And to anyone asking if I'm gonna review Scoob for this Halloween, no, I am not. But I have seen it. But I don't plan on talking about it. But what the heck? So overall, great series. I definitely recommend it. Like 10 out of 10. If you want to go watch it yourself, it's on Netflix. Just like What's New. So yeah. So I must say, overall, great story, great characters, and just a lot of cool stuff, and a lot more Hanna-Barbera cameos than you could imagine. And oh boy. But yeah, so anyways, that's all I got for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.